How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Loose Cannons podcast. Only one more left before the new year, 2026 round the corner. Christmas just gone. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed their Christmas holiday period. If you don't celebrate, time with family, time to eat, whatever you're doing, hope you've done it well. Big up the community. Love for the love in the comments as always. Jordan James in the building as always. And we've got a special guest back on. The run continues. Shizelle is in the building. Big up, Shizelle.
Woo! Thank you, guys. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Funnily enough, we've had a few comments asking for you on the show in the first 16 or so we've done.
I love that. Am I the first female on here? By the way,
no, don't try it. No.
I tried it. I tried it. Fair, it's fine. My bad.
You are the third.
But you're not the first guest to have a better setup than Jordan. That's the important thing.
I will take that. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Says the guy with the blurriest bloody stream right now on the whole planet. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they don't know it's blurriest because I do the editing.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, I'm unwell. I'm away. I'm doing what I can to be here. Whereas Jordan's in his prime setup, and best he could give us was a background light. Little background light.
I got something to say about Jordan soon, but before we get into that, Shiz, big up you because you've been doing your thing first and foremost. Obviously, that's where you popped up for me and the community. You've been leaving comments. Make sure you go follow people. There's no YouTube channel yet, but there's an Instagram in the description below, Shizelle_, and that's also the TikTok as well. There's content there, and Shizelle goes to hella games too, Jordan.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say that I've got a feeling that you're not the first black female to be on the podcast, but I got a feeling you'll be the best guest on this podcast. I got a strong feeling.
Okay,
I'm feeling good.
Wait, do you say that to everyone? Do you say that to everyone?
No, not at all. Not. You're the first one. No. I wouldn't do that.
Can you not co-sign this? Is it true or?
I wouldn't do that.
You know the game.
No.
I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that.
Terrible.
But I will say, Turkish mentioned your name early doors. He said, "We gotta get Shiz on this young lady Shiz on the pod. Like this is like early doors." So I'm waiting, expecting high things, big things. 80K.
All right. Pressure.
I thought we lost her. She was in Morocco doing up the AFCON with Nike, interviewing JJ Okocha just last week.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. How was that long ago?
No, it was so fun, man. Like Nike know how to put on an event, and doing it in the heart of Morocco, especially with AFCON just starting, it was amazing, man. The event was so fun, like so fun. So yeah, it was an experience.
And listen, I can't lie, I'm slightly jealous about JJ Okocha because you see he played for Fenerbahce. He's a legend in Turkey as well. Like I was watching him against Hadji for Galatasaray. Two ballers. And
he's
JJ
such a good guy. He's such a good guy. He's so fun.
Come on, continue doing your thing, though, man. Big up you. People go support Shizelle, Instagram, TikTok, hopefully YouTube soon. And one thing I want to get off my chest is I think grown men that wear football tops, I think they're dirt. I think.
Hang on. This is bad. Hang on. Bear with me.
He's struggling, Shiz. The reason I'm saying that, Shiz, is because he last year said men that wear football tops. I forgot what word he used. It might not have been.
So I'll tell you what I said. I said grown adults should not be wearing football shirts outside.
Okay.
Right. Outside.
When you say outside, what about when they go to the stadium? Is that still an issue or not?
For me, it's still embarrassing. It's more understandable because you're part of the. But for me, why are you a grown ass man or woman? You're not a player, bro. You're not. Mikel Arteta is not picking you. Like, why are you wearing full kit? What are we doing here?
Why are you gatekeeping shirts? What's going on here? Like,
everyone do your thing. I'm just saying, as a grown adult, wearing a football shirt on road is embarrassing.
But you can wear it in the house,
yeah? I just clocked. I see your post on Instagram with Lee. You dressed like Shaft to the game, and then you come home and dressed like a match-going fan. But what's going on here? And then you're asking what we doing here. What are you doing here? I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it.
If nothing, I'm consistent Turkish.
Something like that. Consistently inconsistent. But listen, obviously, the niceties out the way. Big up Shiz, special guest, Jordan James back as always. And you can see on the screen, there's a QR code. There's a code TLC10. What's it for? Huel. Big up Huel, people. Show them some love. You know what? This episode of the Loose Cannons podcast is sponsored by Huel. You know what to do, people. Show them some love. When you're on the move a lot, whether that's physically or mentally, a balanced diet isn't easy to sustain. But Huel, they're here to help. Their Black Edition contains everything you need. It's got protein, it's got carbs, it's got fiber, it's got essential fats, vitamins, minerals, it's got the lot, and at just the right amount. I've actually been using Huel a little while now. I use it to fill in the gaps. When I haven't got the capacity to eat well, I'll serve up a Huel. And so far, so good, it's doing the job. One bottle of Huel's Black Edition, it keeps you moving. Forget fast food, forget meal deals, forget those quick snacks. Huel's better for you, and it's better for your pocket. See this bag here? Huel's Black Edition formula. It gives you 17 meals per bag. That's £1.79 per meal. Mad. It's an online exclusive and it cannot be beaten for value. Try me. And listen, Huel's available in so many flavors. There's one for everyone. I keep it basic. Chocolate, vanilla, I'm nice. Jordan, he's an R&B, Netflix and chill man. Strawberries, cream, he's good to go. And James, iced latte after a morning jog. Why not? Which one's for you? Take a look. There's a QR code on the screen now. Scan it. There's a link in the description and it's pinned. Click it. Remember the code TLC10 for £10 off a minimum order of £60. Make it make sense, people. Save some money. Get healthy. Big up Huel. Come on.
Nice.
Sorry,
Nice.
even I look at myself doing it and I'm thinking, what's going on here? But the community they're doing their thing. They're back Huel for a third time. So it's working, Jordan.
Can I just say, Huel, run my boy some more money, because them acting levels and them acting skills, like, please.
It's your flavor. I said, yeah, let me go pick mine.
James is confused. Morning iced latte after the morning jog.
Iced latte, sure, whatever. Thanks, Huel.
Don't worry, it's gonna be there. People, show them some love. For £10 off a minimum order of £60. Use that code TLC10. Scan the QR code. It should already be there at checkout. Make sure it is. But let's get into it because there's a lot to talk about and there's a short turnaround. We're at that time of the year. A couple more injuries, as you know, with our luck. But before we talk about that, in between this game and the Villa game coming up, it's time to speak about Brighton. First and foremost, we went into the game, behind Man City again, second game week in a row, a point behind, having watched Man City score a late goal. Shirky, beautiful goal like that, but it was a late one. I know I was feeling like they might drop points there. They went ahead of us. Then you see Timber not in the squad and Calafiori come off injured in the warm-up. Shizelle, you was in the stadium. Jordan was too, but we'll start with you. What was the mood like? A 3 p.m. kickoff, just went behind to City. Couple injuries before the game. How was the stadium atmosphere like?
I feel like everyone that was around me was just like, wait, so who's playing right back? Like, what's going on here? Because we didn't have Calafiori, and then obviously Lewis Skelly had to come in. And I feel like everyone's a bit shaky. But again, we've dealt with like makeshift back fours for a few times now this season, obviously with all the injuries we have. So I feel like people were a bit worried, but we weren't too worried. It's like, this is something that we've been here before. But either way, the vibes were still nice. Like when we started off, everyone was like in good spirits. It was uplifting. Everyone was screaming. And Rice done so well at right back as well, by the way. Like we need to give him his flowers because he done his thing there. But it was a good mood. And again, we won the game at the end of the day. So, I mean, who's complaining?
That's it, 100. Jordan, you was also there and you put your hand up. Do you have something on the contrary?
I'm complaining, but we'll get to that a bit later on. But
I knew someone would.
So just in terms of of being there, I don't know where you were sitting, Shiz, but I actually thought the kind of pre-match build-up was a little bit flat where I was anyway. It didn't feel like there was maybe it was the kind of seeing City win, as Turkish you said. Maybe it was as you said, Shiz, that the news came through quite late that Calafiori as well as Timber wouldn't be involved. So it might have been that, but the atmosphere was a little bit meh where I was anyway. I thought we started relatively well, dominated the game and got the points, but there's quite a few things that are still concerning me going forward. And with Villa winning after us and beating Chelsea, I've been saying that I'm not really looking at Villa too seriously. I think they'll have their moment, but their moment's turning into an hour. Yeah, they need to wrap it up. They need to wrap it up. Let's right now. I'm starting to look at them a little bit more now. So there's that as well, and obviously the next game we'll get to later on as well. There's going to be an absolute stonker of a football match, but yeah, not. I thought the win was harder than it needed to be. That would probably be my assessment. There's things I think that concern me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, atmosphere check. We got that. I think Shiz was in the clock end, and then it's normally vibes there anyway. So that might have been a main difference. But different parts of the stadium, different vibes. James, we wasn't there. I know you're ill as well, so that probably dampened the mood overall. But we got the win. But like Jordan just said, I mean, it wasn't. You know, we made it harder for ourselves.
Yeah, I was in a terrible mood watching the game because I was meant to get back for one of my really good friends' 30th, and I didn't because I just not feel like I had a 3-hour drive back, and I wasn't feeling well. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay parked up here, watch the game, tune in some Arsenal. Like at half time, we were 1-0 up, but I thought, wow, we're playing really well. And to be honest, I think across the whole game we played really well. But I was pissed. I was pissed because this is now, if I look at our last few games, I think Everton away, Palace at home on the other night, and this game, we've left goals on the pitch. And to a degree, what does it matter? That may be a fair question. But I think the reason it really matters is because it's another 95, 96 minutes of full intensity and full effort from every single player at a time where the squad is already stretched. Declan Rice, lung-busting runs and big tackles in the 89th minute just to try and get us over the line from right back. Like, we should have been 3-0 up at half-time. Should have been 5-0 before they scored. We've left goal. I don't mind missing chances. Players miss chances, cool. But for me, it's more the lack of conviction. You know, I'm not seeing a goalkeeper make wonder saves and just do everything to keep the ball out the back of the net. Even the other night against Palace, I know Benitez in the Palace goal was given a lot of credit, and he did make some good saves. It wasn't like we worked him super hard all night. So we're leaving goals on the pitch. Games are going on for longer. We're exerting ourselves for longer. We're in fourth gear longer than we need to be. We could just be in second and strolling over to the finish line. And the reason I feel disappointed, I'm not mad at the team. I'm almost mad for them. Because if you're William Saliba, you must be in the change room looking at the guys around you going, what are you doing? Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres, what are you in front of goal? And there's a few others. But, you know, the other night it was Jesus, who I spoke about. I mean, Madueke, the other night I was talking about. Martinelli, that miss. Saka's destroyed the fullback, put it on a plate for you, and you've skied it. You don't even ask a question of the goalkeeper. Sorry, I know we won, and I'm very happy. We're top of the league. I'm a happy Arsenal fan, trust me. And we're actually quietly in a very good run of form ourselves, performance-wise as well as results. But I'm sorry.
I'd have to argue there. Performance-wise is where I disagree. I agree results-wise. If you saw my match reaction, then I don't think you need to apologize for your mood right now. We won, but I'm a bit nervy about the way we're playing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, all right, maybe the first.
Way? So what are you nervy about? Because that's interesting.
Finishing our dinner.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And this has been a running theme, and not just maybe this season, but across seasons that have cost us dearly in big matches. You can think of them off the top. We spoke of one of the worst moments of 2025 being the Man United FA Cup exit. Big chances missed. West Ham 2-0 at the Emirates, 23-24. Big chance, 30 shots, big chances missed. Aston Villa 2-0 at the Emirates. Big chances missed in the first half. Trossard, Jesus, I think one of them should have scored. So as much as this in isolation, it might seem like if you watch my match reaction or feel my mood is a bit negative right now, it's because it's kind of the same things creeping back. And I'm not really seeing Mikel try and work it out, And by that, I mean, he's going very safe. And I get that if you didn't try and go safe before and it failed. I feel like this season it had to be something different. Like Trossard deserves the starts on the left-hand side, right? But we've also seen that given a run of starts, Trossard then his weaknesses get exposed a bit more, right? We bought Eze for £60 million, and he's on the bench for game after game, coming off 60 minutes, 70 minutes in against Palace. I get that his form hasn't been great, but you got to work it out. Shirky wasn't great at City for the first few weeks. There was question marks around him. Reinders, similar. they're now deciding games for City at times around Haaland, where goal scoring was a problem for them outside of Haaland, but now you're getting Foden and Shirky pop up. And I've got to mention City because how can you not? We've lost 2 title races to them, and they're the ones that seem like they're going to be in it with us again. Obviously, depending on February, March when it really matters. But I look at us and think that there's a reason to be nervous. We play Aston Villa next, a better side in my opinion.
Turkish, can we just stay on your point there for a second? Because I think you mentioned something really significant, really important there, right? Let's just sit on for a second the point you made there about the likes of Shirky and Reinders now kind of warming into form versus are we getting our new signings? Are we getting our players coming into form at the right time? Because I hope we haven't peaked too soon. I hope we haven't peaked too soon. And Guardiola, as a master football manager, having done this so many times before in this league, I wonder if he's putting on a masterclass now of how you run the marathon, not the sprint, and how, all right, we all know bad starts don't necessarily mean that it's terminal for your chances, but just stay close enough that, when your players do get warm, they peak at the right time. Because I think it's a really interesting point about Shirky. Shirky's a brilliant player. Everyone knew that when he signed. But the first 2 months, you're right, he wasn't good. He wasn't very, very good. But now he's deciding games. And I just wonder if the opposite is Eze, and looking at how are we managing him. Let's not pretend like Odegaard has got that spot locked down and playing very, very well. If Odegaard was playing really, really well, you could be like, boy, fair enough. You can't really drop him and bring Eze in. He's got to wait his turn. Odegaard's doing okay, and I think today he got a really good goal. I want to see more of those kind of goals, by the way. But the last game, I didn't criticize him because we didn't have time as well. But I need to see more from him in terms of output. So let's not pretend like Odegaard's been brilliant and that slot is locked off. We've got to, at some point, start easing Eze into the game. And I know, as you said, when Odegaard was out and Eze was playing, he didn't rip it up game after game. That's a £60 million signing. You have to find a way to make him effective at some point, because if this is going to stay close for a long, long time, we're going to need people like him to be the difference makers come the business end of the season. So I think it's a really interesting point that you make about how they're getting their play. Because at one point it was Haaland or bust. For the first 3 months, it was if Haaland don't score, they don't do nothing. Now they've got other players scoring goals.
But where I disagree again, I don't think we've peaked, and that's why I was so confident when we was 7 points clear, 9 points, whatever it was, a few weeks ago, month or so ago, right? Because I didn't see us at our peak. I think defensively, you could say we peaked, but defensively, we all know we've been solid for years. We've had the best defense in the league for years. Maybe it's taken that next step up, and Europe and people were saying that, cool, I get that, but let's, the bread and butter's here. So we've got the best defense in the league. It's nice that it's even more efficient than it has been. No shots on goal for free game, etc. I always looked at that and thought, well, once this attack clicks, right? Because Eze is going to click. He has to. He knows the league. He's a Halem boy. Little chip on his shoulder, got let go. Right age, right profile. It's going to work. Gyökeres is hungry for goals. You put it on a plate for him. Surely he finds the back of the net. Grass is grass. Portuguese grass, English grass. Bury it. Do you get it? He'd have that chance in the first 2 minutes. I don't know what's going on there with him. Do you get? I just don't know what he done in that moment.
We'll do Glock Watch later. The
peak situation. I don't think we've peaked, and I'm still here. I'm not throwing in the towel. Far from it, people. Right? Because a lot of people, as soon as they hear a tinge of negativity, they think, "Oh, he's giving." It's not about giving up. It's just voicing some concerns based off of the run we're going into, and the fact we've got to work out this attack on this run. Shiz, obviously you go to a lot of games week in, week out. With the match going fans, is there an air of nervousness, with the way we're playing and how tight the games have been recently, all 1 goal margins, a penalty shootout midweek?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's kind of, I wouldn't say 100% worried, but there's squeaky bum moments, like when you're in a stadium and the game is a lot closer than we want it to be. We've seen it with this game. We've seen it with Wolves. We've seen it with, obviously, Palace. We didn't even win there convincingly. So I feel like there is obviously an air of kind of people not knowing where the game is going to go. And I think with that, it kind of creates doubt in some people's minds. I mean, I always like to stay positive regardless. So I don't like to think that, oh yeah, this is a negative issue or whatever. I do believe that us not scoring our chances it might become an issue down the line, because today didn't need to be that close. And it feels like every single game we're kind of going into it almost like a final. It's like we have to put everything on the line to try and get over the line, because we've put ourselves in a position where we've conceded, and now we're trying and claw back, especially towards the end of the game. It's seeming like at the end of games as well, we're switching off. We saw that with Sunderland. We saw that with Villa. So I think that we just need to kind of find a way to bury our chances. If we buried our chances today, it would have not been as tense. We could have had Eze come on. We could have had Muneri come on. We could have had so many different players come on and get those minutes. But because we were trying to fight for something that I feel like it didn't need to be that close, that's where the issue comes from. And there's going to be a time where that luck that we've been getting, the own goal luck as well, I don't know how long that's going to last for, but we need to make sure that we're getting a hold of games, because we can't just keep letting games slip out of our hands.
The finishing is a concern.
It is.
Look at the call of the front five. Yeah, your two more attacking midfielders in the front three. Odegaard got the goal. Marino is a clutch finisher. Trossard's a clutch finisher. Gyökeres £65 million bagsman supposedly, and Saka's our best output player ever under Mikel Arteta. They shouldn't be leaving goals on the pitch. That five should not be leaving goals on the pitch, and they have time and time again over the last few weeks. And you know what's so sad about it is, like, I want to sit here and say Saka was great again. Destroyed his fullbacks a few times, whipped it across goal. Gyökeres wasn't there, put it on a plate for Martinelli. But some of his finishing was so wayward. And you know what? I can kind of, after one or two, I talk about the other things. But by the third, I start to think, I'm a little bit worried now. This is feeling a little bit like a trend. Gyökeres, again, I want to sit here and say, there's some nice hold-up play. There's some good channel running. All the stuff that I've actually defended in the first few months. Today I'm going, no, mate. Ball comes into the box, you swing your head at it, you miss. Trossard plays a lovely first-time ball over the top. Rifle it. And actually, I liked it in the second half because Odegaard played a ball over the top and he did just slap it. I'm like, that should be your go-to finish, mate. We know it, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible. We know he's not the most technical player on the pitch, but he's a brute. And I mean that in the way he plays the game. Really, maybe just smash Kadioglu out the way and launch the ball. Okay, it hit the Bruggen, but you never know. It might go through his legs, might bounce off his shoulder and in something. I don't know. That's the Gyökeres I want to see. That relentless, powerful runner in the channel, sight a goal, smash it. He tries to sort of side foot it past the keeper, overthinking it. I want these players to play to their strengths a little bit more, but I need them to just have a cool head in front of goal, because Foden, Haaland, Shirky, these players that are getting too nerdy, they overperform their XG. They score more goals than the stats say they should. We score less goals than the stats say we should. I think we've got an XG of 9 point something in our last 3 games. I think I read. I actually got it in front of me. And I think, Arsenal players have scored 1 goal, from 9.23 XG in the last 4 games, excluding penalties. That is a disgrace. This is why I love the XG stat. It's a really good measure of where you're under delivering or over delivering in front of goal. Now, Foden, Shirky, Haaland, people don't start thinking they're going to slow down, because Haaland's been doing it for years. Shirky's a 2-footed killer in the box, and Foden showed in 23-24 he can deliver time and time again when he's got that momentum. So don't hope that they're going to even out. That's what makes them some of the best in the world. Salah the same. These are players. The reason they're considered what they are is because they always play above the level that's expected. Everything the data says, they're above it, and you can't explain it. It's what makes them special. But we need our players to do what Odegaard did today. We need them to deliver more of those moments, to give us those, or actually just put away the ones that you should be putting away. Because I agree with almost everything I've said above, but the only thing I disagree with Turkish, I think the performances are there. I think we're playing so well up to that last finish, that last kick into the back of the net. And I think if Arsenal put 1, maybe 2 more of those away, we're sat here going, what a great performance. Battered Brighton, good Premier League side, wipe the floor with them. Instead, we're doing exactly what Shizelle said, which is basically not seeing Waneri, not seeing Madueke, not getting crucial minutes into these players. Maybe Marley Salmon could come on for Declan Rice for 10 minutes. Not able to do any of that, because once again, we've taken it to the very, very end of the game, and we're all stressed. We've all got anxiety. We all think, oh no, is it the pressure? And the reality is the pressure wasn't getting to Arsenal. We played great, and we just left 3 goals on the pitch. It's so frustrating.
I think James is actually, I think we all agree that we're missing chances we should be taking, right? I think it's more though. I think it's actually, and this has been going on for a few years now. It's that inability and lack of killer instinct to actually want to kill a game. We scored the first goal, and rather than thinking, let's go again, let's try and get the second within the next 5-10 minutes, there seems to be this apathy of, we've got the first goal, right? Let's just kind of, I've said this before, we kill our own momentum. We killed, and don't get me started on throw-ins and corners. They've proven quite successful, corners less more so than throw-ins, but they actually kill our own momentum. It's not other teams slowing us down. It's not other teams killing us. It's us. And I'm like, hang on a minute, it's 1-0. Go and get the second. But it's like they think to themselves, right, we scored the first goal. The second goal will come at some point, maybe 63rd minute, we'll get a second. We'll get a third, maybe on 84 minutes. And then we'll walk out 3-0 winners, maybe a late injury time goal 4-0. That's what they think. It's like, yo, you can't just play the game in the ideal way where you spread the goals out and you get 3 or 4 goals. You've got to get the second goal after the first and break their spirit. So whilst I agree that we are missing lots of chances, we need to improve on that for sure. There seems to be an emphasis that we just don't seem greedy. We don't seem hungry. We don't seem like we want to, right, we've got the first, we're going to done you by halftime. We're going to end this by halftime. It seems to be we'll get in at 1-0 at halftime, and then there's a couple more goals. We'll finish in the second half. It's like, nah, bro, at 1-0, even at 2-0, the game ain't over. So,
but is there a trade-off to that?
Sorry, go on.
Okay, so I actually agree with like almost all of that, but let's look at it in a different way. Is there a trade-off to that? So at halftime, let's bring out the XG again. Brighton, actually, don't even say XG. They had 0 shots by halftime. So that demonstrates utter control. So is there just fundamentally a trade-off? Like, if you want to play that relentless, because I saw the goal notifications, Liverpool 1-0 up. I went, okay, cool, they scored. And then it's 2-0. And I said, that's so Liverpool. And Man United do that again. They did it against Bournemouth the other night. And I was thinking, when do we do that? I can't remember like a time where it was like goal 22, goal 24. Like, when do we ever just sort of sucker punch, double punch, bam, game over like that?
West Ham before halftime. West Ham before halftime a couple of years ago, I think we done it. But you're right.
Oh my God, a couple of years ago, Jesus! Like, do you know what I mean? So it's such a rare thing for us, but I wonder if there's a trade-off. Like, in order to have that kind of relentless attacking nature, well, expect Brighton to have a bit more of a go at your goal. And I don't know. I'd love to say you don't have to compromise on that, but maybe there is a degree of, if you want more that way, you're going to get less that way.
But look at City and Liverpool in the last 2 or 3 years. The amount of games where you just said that they've scored 2 goals in 5 minutes, bang bang, wow. But they don't concede in that period, or even over a 15-minute period where 2-3 goals are scored. I don't remember those teams, City and Liverpool, conceding lots of chances the other way at a cost of trying to bury the game. So I'm not saying that what you're saying is necessarily even wrong, but I'm not convinced it's right either. And let's be honest, what we're doing right now hasn't proven successful in the last 2 or 3 seasons. So Mikel Arteta's got to loosen the shackles a little bit to try and kill the game, even if it means it makes us a little bit more vulnerable in the back door. I think they've got brilliant defenders.
I can't blame Mikel though. I can't, not for today, not for Palace. What more could Arteta have done over the last?
Oh no! I'm not blaming him necessarily for today. I think it's intentional. I think it's intentional that when we score the goal, right, guys, I want 5 minutes now of control. I want 10 minutes of control.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Sorry, guys. So, this is forever. So, do you think if Gyökeres scores in that second minute, we don't create the chances in the next 10-20 minutes that we did when it was 0-0? Do you get what I mean? Like, do you basically think things we'd have just gone in our shell a little bit and maybe had a bit more of a boring first half?
I'll let the guys answer, but I do.
Shizelle, I'll let you go first.
Wait, so you're saying that if only after like we've scored the 2 goals in quick succession, you feel like after that, that's when we should control, or we should control before that?
I think Jordan's point, which I agree with, is because there's been a habit of it. When we score, we seem to settle on it and sit back. So we scored in the 30-something minute, I think it was. Was it that late?
No,
or it was a bit earlier.
14th.
Oh my word! Wow, I really was ill. Wow, this shows how much I pay attention.
Wow.
Okay, so that kind of disproves my point then, because they did have, we did have chances after the 14th minute.
We did.
Sorry, I've asked a stupid question then. My bad.
No, I don't think it is stupid. Sorry, Tubbs. I don't think it is stupid. I think even if that's not applicable for today's game, and I think it actually kind of might have been, but even if it wasn't, the amount of games that we've all watched where we've scored a goal, and for the next 10 minutes, we're just like, okay, especially in the league. In Europe, funnily enough, I've seen in Europe the last 2 or 3 seasons, we score and we go again, we go again, we go again. But in the Premier League, for some reason, we seem to score, and then it's just like, right, okay, let's just settle for 10 minutes. No, that's their job.
But can I say something on that though?
Go on.
I feel like when it comes to European teams, they come out and play us a lot more. So I feel like there's a lot more chance for us to attack them.
True.
But if we're looking at all the previous games that we've played, especially this last 4 or 5, they play in such a way, like the low blocks, the mid blocks, where we can't find a way in. So when we do find a way in, it's like that was probably our only chance that we actually got within that first 20, 30, 40 minutes. And then after that, it's trying it again, but the low block is still there. So we're knocking it left, right, center. We're knocking it back. We're knocking it like left, right. It's not really progressive football.
But Shiz, how did Liverpool do it? How did Man City do it when they were winning leagues? They did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing as well. I do feel like we need to find a way to convincingly win those games. But if I look at how we were last season, I don't feel like we had an answer to teams that played low blocks against us. I don't feel like we had an answer. We was drawing games, we were losing games. But this time round, I'm seeing like we don't usually have a great game against like Newcastle. We have issues when playing against like West Ham at home, the low block that we faced against like Wolves, all of those teams were beating those teams now, where it was difficult for us to do that in the season before. So I do feel like there is progression in terms of us actually winning those games. I guess what everyone wants to see now is convincing wins. Like we want to see us, how do we go and score more, even when in those positions? And I feel like that will come. I feel like it's a slow progress that what we're kind of going through. And it's not going to be like overnight. It's not going to be like a click of a finger. I do feel like it's going to take time for us to convincingly win that. I do believe that as we're winning games though, that's kind of like the main thing for now, as for Arteta anyway.
You see how go. You see how you just asked about Man City and Liverpool. The answer is very obvious. Very obvious.
I didn't say.
So can we find that in our attack now? And the answer is either you're looking at a David Silva type, maybe even Firmino type, different type of players, but both facilitated some of the greatest attacks, right? And title wins. Or you're looking at Haaland, Aguero, Salah, Mane. You know, those are the elite players they had in attack that would essentially win them the games, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have that. Saka's the closest thing to that. But even Saka's a very different profile to most of them players there. Probably most are like, I wouldn't even say he's most like Salah, Mane, Aguero, Haaland. He's probably most like David Silva, and he's not like David Silva at all either, because David Silva was something else. So in our attack now, I'm struggling to see where it's going to come from. I need someone to just stand up and be the man, because this attack needs the man. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the difference between us and them. We've got the elite defensive unit and structure,
but not up front. Yeah,
not up front,
I hear you, but this is the reason. All the more reason. Sorry, this is interesting to me. So I'll my final point on this. This is why the reason Mikel Arteta for me needs to tweak this, because for me, if his whole thing is control, then fine. I'm not necessarily anti-control. I'm not anti-keeping the ball. Win the game first. Win the game. So it might be a bit of chaos at first to get that 2-0 lead, to get that 3-0 lead. And then you make the last half an hour of the game boring because it's done. What you're doing is you're trying to get control.
Sorry to cut you, but what he's trying to do is unprecedented. We hear this word a lot, but winning the league like this, I would never what could you compare it to? Winning majors in this fashion, what can you compare it to? Because even if you look at the most controlling teams of our generation, let's say, right, you'd probably say Barcelona, right, between 08 and 2014, right? Do you know the elite attackers they had? Or you might say, in a defensive-minded sense, Chelsea, they'd control the game defensively, right? They had elite attackers up top. What controlling team has managed to get over the line without the elite attackers up top? I can't think of one. Because even Spain, let's say internationally, David Villa up top. he was the man. Or actually, Fabregas played false 9 in a couple of those games, but they always had a striker that was, you know, going to be reliable. I don't know who's going to be the guy for us. But like, that's why recently I haven't been getting onto Saka, because he's been our best attacker. Again, today he was our best attacker. But I just see him as the closest to. And I guess some of the transfer window should have taken the burden off his shoulders there, because some people might say it's not fair to expect that from him, right? Because he might not ever be that you know, Haaland, Aguero, Salah. He might not ever. We might need to find that somewhere else. But then the transfers haven't worked, so there's the burden's on him again. Do you get what I'm saying? It's more so on Saka than ever now, because Eze's on the bench. Gyökeres, I mean, he's cutting it fine right now with what he's doing out there. But sorry, James.
Well, some people in the comments will think we're complaining. We just miss chances, and you know, on another day it's 3 or 4. But let's just add some context to this. Arsenal scored 33 goals in the league this season. That's 10 less than Man City, who scored 43. Other teams near us, Villa have 29, Liverpool have 30, Chelsea have 30, Man United have 32. There's a lot of clubs that we've kind of laughed at a lot this season. Yeah, and cool, because our league position is much better than theirs. But for context, if we repeat this level of goal scoring, this rate of goal scoring for the rest of the season, we'll end on 69 goals, round up to 70 if you want. Guys, that's not enough.
No.
24-25, Liverpool scored 86. 23-24, Man City scored 96. Like, that's just not enough. I mean, you could go further back. I think only something like 4 or 5 Premier League sides have ever won the league with less than 70 or 75 goals scored or something. We've got 18 games worth of evidence here now, people. We need to put the ball in the back of the net more.
This is why I said, James, on the last pod, we're not going to win this league by being the best attacking team. We win this league by being defensively a freak. And to Turkish, I've got a real question for all 3 of you.
But we are a freak defensively. Really?
We got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be better. We've got to get to the point where we got to be better than this defensively. Do you know what I mean?
I'd rather look at the attack.
But I don't think. I'm starting to think offensively, this is as good as it might get. This is as good as it might get. Saka's not going to turn to Salah in the next 3-4 months. Trossard is Trossard. Martinelli is Martinelli. Gyökeres is Gyökeres. I don't see any of our attackers this half of the season now, second half of the season, going clear. I just don't see it. So we win the league by making sure we win 2-0. We keep clean sheets. That's how we win the league. So I don't see any of our attackers. If you're going to buy someone, fine. But I don't see that. But none of our attackers are going to go woof from now till May. So waiting for them guys to kind of have that woof moment, turn into Mane, Salah, Haaland. Can you see it happening, guys?
Guys, 4. Thank you, ChatGPT. Man United was 67. That was in 92-93. Leicester, when they won it, scored 68. United in 08-09, great side to be fair, scored 68. And Arsenal in 97-98, 68 goals. Guys, it is so rare. We need more goals. Like, we need to. And we've invested so heavily in the attack. We absolutely need more goals in this team.
Shiz, Kai Havertz. A lot of people mentioning him coming back into the fold. Do you expect him to be the answer? Is there more pressure on him than ever now to come back in 2 years into being Arsenal's highest paid player? Yes, I'm mentioning it, people. Comment section, go mad. You know, in any business, yeah, your pay determines your importance in that business, your expectation. But when it comes to football, man, I'm trying to protect ballers. But all that aside, right? He's coming back soon. Pictures of him in training, right? Bumpy 2 years. Is it set up for him now? Is that the last? Well, not last roll of the dice. Nearly 19 games in, we've seen Mikel have half seasons of brilliant attacking patterns and combinations and goals and so on. But is it looking like Kai has to come in and make that difference now, or do you still, look at Eze, who has been on the bench? He didn't even come on. Is he going to be the difference? Who do you look at to make this attack do better?
Well, obviously, it's always good to have our good attacking players kind of back in the squad. but I still feel like we might have the same issues, because again, if I look at Havertz, I kind of see him almost the same way as I kind of see Marino. He's like that makeshift striker, wasn't really supposed to be a striker, but ended up being a striker, ended up scoring a whole bunch of goals for us in the same way that Marino has. And yeah, we can say that they're different profiles in the same way we look at Gabby Jesus and we say he's a different kind of profile of a striker that we have in the team. However, I feel like a lot of this is kind of based on the way that we play. And I feel like even with Havertz there, I feel like we will still play in the same way. We will still play in the same manner. We won't really finish our chances. And there was times as well, if you look at the season before that, there was times where Havertz wasn't finishing his food as well. But obviously, yeah, you're coming back, you have kind of like a new lease of life. You kind of want to show and prove. But again, I feel like it's the way that we play. Like a lot of the time when I'm in the stadium, I kind of just see that we kind of use the two lanes. We kind of have the left side, we have the right side, but I don't really feel like we make use of the middle lane. And that is where we start seeing that Gyökeres, Marino, Havertz start coming into play. And it feels like we don't play them in enough. We're so used to having just wingers, and we haven't had that natural nine in such a very long time. Again, we're looking at Aubameyang, we're looking at Lacazette. Was the last time we kind of had those players, and we were feeding them like all the time. It was going straight through them, but we've gone so long with playing without them that we rely so much on our wingers. Every time I see the ball go to the midfielders or it goes from a defender, it always goes out wide. Odegaard is very right-hand sided. He will play it to Saka all day long. And even if you look at Rice will go to the left or he'll go to the right, but there never really seems to be anyone playing through the middle. And that's where I feel like we might get the most out of Gyökeres. We might get the most out of Havertz. You know, Jesus is different because he's someone that drops deep. He'll pick up the ball. He'll recycle that. He'll give you an outlet. He'll go left. He'll go right. He'll run through the middle himself. But Havertz, I feel like sometimes that he's a good floater at times, but I do feel like we will need to really play ball to feet. But if he's going to be playing in that striker position, I don't know if that's really going to work for him with the way that we're playing right now. Especially we're playing so safe. And again, we're talking about the control. We score that one goal. We want to control the game. We don't really want to keep pushing. And then therefore it keeps going to the wings. We hold the balls. It's that predictable. So I feel like the change, if we want to see like the more goals as James was saying, if we want to start seeing more goals, then we need to maybe tweak certain things and how we actually approach games. And I feel like when we look at some of the lineups that Arteta puts out, I feel like a lot of it is based on seniority. It's like, yeah, well, Odegaard's my captain, we're going to throw him in there. But then we look at what Eze's been doing for the past couple of games, you know, the hat-trick against Tottenham, and you think, all right, cool, you know what, let's put him in that position. And, you know, I don't really feel like at times that we play our players to their best strengths based on the opposition that we have. So I feel like there's a few things in there that I think we would need to tweak if we want to start seeing more of those goals flourish as opposed to just personnel.
I agree as well, but this will go all around, but starting with you, Shiz, do you think those tweaks are more mental or tactical?
I think it's more tactical. I don't feel like they don't want to score goals, because again, if we look at today's game, they definitely were pushing for it. Like, it's just that we just didn't have that finishing quality. But then if we look at the previous games, I do feel like we did try to go for it, but again, it's the low blocks and we didn't find ways to really try and get over that. So I feel like it's more of a tactical thing as more than it is mental.
What about you, James and Jordan?
So, Shizelle said something that's spot on there about always going through the flanks. And I saw the Reinders goal today and I went, yeah, we would never score that goal. We don't score that goal. We don't feed it into an inside forward in Shirky with the midfield runner and beyond who picks it up and finishes it in the far corner. We just don't score that goal. I also agree we don't platform our players best. We spend, albeit we went through a great run of results, so let me not go too hard on it, but we spent months with Eze in the right 10, basically just try to replicate Odegaard, Rice in the left 8. When you platform Eze better in the left 8 because he cuts in and he plays in the pockets that he played for Palace, and you get Rice's channel running, so when he does receive the ball in that half space, he's got a first time delivery into the box. That's my opinion. Today at right back, we got a glimpse of that. I actually want to talk about Rice a little bit more later. Odegaard, I think there's actually a comp on Twitter, Odegaard left 8, and it's everything he's done when he's floated to the left side. He's more creative from that side. It's like, why do we not put him there? So to your question, is it tactical or is it technical?
Mental.
I think What was that? Sorry, mental, did you say?
Yeah.
I think if I say it's tactical, which I do think it is a little bit, it's implying I'm blaming Arteta to a degree.
That's why
And
I
I
asked, because there are a lot of people saying today's definitely not on Mikel. So I asked where the weight is. Is it mental on the players or is it tactical on the manager?
Two things could be true. I think he can still platform these attackers a bit better. I do. However, Trossard's in great form. Saka's been getting up to speed in recent weeks. Gyökeres is getting chances. I thought Odegaard was great today, and we'll talk about that later, but I thought he was brilliant. And I think we left, I genuinely think, forget, like, I'm not talking scoring every chance. I think even if you just take the ones you really should have, I still think we left 2 goals, maybe 3 on the pitch today. So that makes me go, well, that's on the players. Like, he's brought on Martinelli to give us some pace and beyond. He's left Saka because he's had his fullback all day. Saka destroys the fullback, rolls it across to Martinelli, skies it. I can't look at... He brought on Jesus once Gyökeres tired. I thought Jesus' hold up was great. I thought he gave us something. I thought he did really well. So I can't look at Mikel, really. Like, I think the ingredients were all there for the players. Just put it in the back of the bloody net. So, but yes, I do think he could get a little bit more out of this team. I don't want to say too much on it because I don't think anything from the last few weeks has been on Mikel personally.
Jordan doesn't seem interested in answering, so I'm conscious of no worries, it's all right. The time is ticking. 46 minutes in. I listen. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. But 45 minutes of this, a lot of people are probably at the drink again, thinking, "Why so negative?"
Well,
we did win it. There was a couple positives. Jordan, please.
Sorry,
He's not more negative. He's not more
But
negative.
if we're getting the negatives, if we're getting the negatives out of the way,
Go
can we
on,
just
rattle them out? Go.
let's just get them all out now, right?
Get them all
Can
out.
we just do a Glock Watch briefly? I know we've mentioned him throughout the pod.
You know what? You know why I'm going to say no?
Go on.
Because the whole attack again, Jordan. I don't
No,
disagree.
no. I can't have that. I can't have
the whole attack again. Go on.
Well, let me make a quick point. I'll try and be quick, and then challenge me if you think that I'm being unfair or if it's a wider problem. So I think both actually can be true. That the attack isn't great. So I would agree with you that there are problems across the front line and how we're structured. I'm not going to mention Gyökeres again. This will be the last pod, I promise, because every week I'm just slamming the guy, right?
And that's why you should save it for a better occasion.
There
I
won't
think
be
I'm not even saying you're shooting early, because what I've seen from him today, that header and that missed 2 minutes in, take the platform.
But so I'll be brief, and I won't mention them again because it's going to come like an agenda now. Guys, it's the first time I've seen him at a game live, right? He's worse. He's worse in person. He's actually worse in person.
Don't agree, mate.
He's actually worse in... Guys, I mean...
Jesus.
I know I've called him a caravan, a BMW X5, a clamp on. But watching him is so painful, guys. And what really annoys me is that there was a few people around me that were like, everyone seems to be like really reluctant to just call a spade a spade. Everyone's making excuses and saying things. I'm like, guys, it's okay to just say he's not good enough. It's okay to say that, right? The Saka one where he beat his man and got it across the box and he was late coming in again, by the way. I'm like, bro, where are you? The chance in the first couple of minutes, I don't know. That's not even a pass back. Pass backs even get more pressure on the ball than what he did. I think we have to just have a real realization that sometimes in life, people make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes every single pod, right? We make mistakes. And it's okay to say, got them on wrong. It's so bad. His running is horrible. His hold-up play is non-existent. He won a header for the first time from a corner I can recall. There was a corner that came in, back post, he headed it in. I've always wondered, why is it that for the size that you are, from set pieces, you never... I see Gabriel getting on them, Timber, Saliba, Marino, everyone but him. Today was the first time I saw him on the end of a header, on the end of a corner, sorry. Guys, I won't go as far as to say we're playing with 10 men, because that would just be... That would be going too far. But our attack is not great anyway. I agree, it's not great. But we're so much weaker with him at the helm. Jesus is not even the guy that I want up front for Arsenal. but even he makes such a big difference. And I don't think he's great. Havertz. We're all calling for, you mentioned Havertz, so they're on Turkish.
You know why I
None of us
disagree?
love Havertz.
Do you know I'm not disagreeing on Gyökeres. Man, I might have to hold my hands up. I get that, yeah. But you said we're so much weaker, right? All Havertz and Jesus have proved up top is second place. With Gyökeres so far, we're first or second place. And that's not good enough, right, in terms of the output from the striker. But this whole thing, like, you know, we're weaker now up top compared to them. I think Marino is out and out probably the best, you know, in terms of output.
I agree.
But then James is right. Everything else in the game, if you don't get those 2 minutes of goals from him, or you know, end product, then you're getting 88 minutes of like not good enough as well.
It's a low bar. It's a low bar. I'm not saying Marino's the answer. It's a very, very low bar. I'm just saying watching him up live is really interesting because I thought, let me watch this guy. Let me watch his movement, how he talks to his other teammates, this choice of run. You can chat about confidence. We can chat about lack of preseason. I'm not hearing this nonsense about we don't play to his strengths. Brother, you're not Messi. Play to our strengths. Play to our strengths. Yeah, look at the players that are. I remember Henry saying once in an interview recently, or this year actually, he talks about one time he wasn't getting many chances, and he spoke to Arsene Wenger and said, "I'm not getting any chances." And Wenger said to him, "Look at who you're playing with, and adapt your game to what their strengths are." I think he mentioned Perez. Perez is not the sort of person that's going to do A, B, C. So why are you making that run? Make the run that you know makes it easier for your players, and that's Thierry Henry.
I'll counter your Wenger with Ferguson. When they got Van Persie in, the instruction to the teammates was find that guy or you're on the bench. So there's different methods for different. And
Brother,
again, we're talking about.
You've undone your own point. No, whoa. You undone your own point. Van Persie, Gyökeres.
You brought up Henry.
No. I brought up the example of the player playing for the player playing for the team. If you're going to compare,
but I said this all summer, right? With Gyökeres, I wanted him because he was different, and I expected Arteta to change with that sort of a profile coming in. Now, an argument could be that he hasn't changed enough for that profile. Shizelle said playing through centrally still is not a thing yet that might work in his favor. That's why I'm still 50-50 on it, but maybe more, not maybe, leaning more towards, it's not looking good for him, right? But we still haven't, like you're saying Henry, but you're talking players that feed. Bergkamp's one of the best feeders ever in history of football, let alone this country or Arsenal. Perez, the first real goal-scoring winger in terms of double digits, consistent, that the league has seen. So we're talking about greats here. Whereas with us, a lot of our attack, Trossard, Martinelli, they're not the best feeders, right? Odegaard, he's not the best feeder. That's why I thought Eze coming in, the chaos he might cause outside the box, linked with Gyökeres being a nuisance in the box and Saka being a year older, I thought between them three we would have something more in attack. So I get you using that analogy. I understand that, and I'm not putting Gyökeres up with any of those names, but I'm still yet like today was the worst, right? Because there's two clear-cut misses: that header and that chance in the first 2 minutes. Shambles. If that was Kai Havertz, I'll be sending him back to the bridge in no time. So trust me, I'm being fair here. But that was that calamitous. But we've got four strikers where you need Jesus's bodywork, right? His ability to turn defenders. You need Gyökeres's physique. You need Havertz's hive. You need Marino's finishing. Between those four, you have a complete striker, but we don't. And that's why I look at, as much as I wanted Gyökeres, the club signed Gyökeres. They didn't sign him because we wanted him. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So they have to make it work. They have to make it work.
And I think I tell you what I'm starting to worry about is I think we are as good as adapted to him as we're actually ever going to be. Arsenal and Arteta were never going to completely tear up the game model for Victor Gyökeres. They were going to tweak it and play to his strengths a bit more. That ball Trossard played to Gyökeres, he's played it time and time again this season. Did it at Fulham, and Gyökeres again did the same thing, got around him, then skied it. And Odegaard's been trying that pass in behind, that looped pass over the top. He finds him, and Gyökeres does well to body the defender out of the way, but he arrives at the goalkeeper. Saka's been rolling it across goal time and time again the last few weeks. So we are as good as adapted to him. And I think what I find weird about Gyökeres is that people are going to laugh in the comments. Jordan might laugh in my face right now. I thought some of his hold-up today... No, genuinely, I thought some of his hold-up today was okay. I thought it was better than the last few weeks. I thought some of it was actually fine. Yeah, cool. It's the best set we've seen so far.
You feel like that.
Right, I love you, John. No, I thought the second half, his movement was much better. I thought some of the hold up was good. You know, when Verbruggen absolutely clattered him and took him out. Promise you, no other striker. I'll go one further. No other player in our team makes that run where we can go from back to front that quickly. And he tears past the centre back. The keeper comes steaming out and clatters him. Now, what does it result in? Not a lot, but I love channel runners. I love strikers. That's what Ollie Watkins does. I love players that want to pull defenders away and stretch the game. It's great. I bet it's a midfielder's dream. So he's doing the other stuff a bit better than I thought he would. And in front of goal, he's been a bit of a mess. So I've defended him a lot this year, but I'm starting to really worry. And you guys mentioned all those solutions. I did a video on the Gooniverse. I put Saka up there, and I'm not even joking. I'd go false 9 model, Sadio Mane, Ousmane Dembele, that kind of player that have moved from the wings to up front and have made something of it. I would just get, he's brilliant back to goal. He's brilliant in the air. He's our most reliable output player. He's great with both feet. And then, crucially, I love the options on the right, whether it be Waneri or Madueke, or you could get, I don't know, Eze Trossard. I don't know. I'd rather see the technicians on the pitch at this rate. If we're not going to get something reliable in terms of finishing from Jesus, finishing from Gyökeres, consistency from Havertz, I would just get our best footballers on the pitch, fundamentally. But I shouldn't be saying this after the money we've spent.
No, exactly. Just my last point on the forwards. I was at the game today with a friend of mine who made the point. We've got strikers we've signed have got worse and worse for the last 3 years. We've actually signed worse and worse and worse.
So is that Arteta? Because every coach has their strength. Unai Emery, whatever striker he's worked with, has got goals out of him. No, this is not me clamoring for Unai Emery. I'm just making the point. That's a real strength of his. Moreno, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Watkins, whoever it is, they've scored goals for Unai Emery. Does Arteta platform his strikers well enough? Does Arteta play to the strengths of his killer and his number 9? Because they weren't playing that great against Chelsea. Second half, complete turnaround. Ollie Watkins comes on. Goal. Quick pass in, good set piece. Get your finisher in the air is put in the back of the net. So can you look at Arteta? Because I still think, for everything we've seen, that if Gyökeres had gone to prime Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid, he'd be scoring goals in that team. You wouldn't even think about it. Because that's a manager who's got a lot out of strikers that people thought were washed or people thought couldn't have a role. And he's got those strikers to Champions League finals. So I don't know. Is there an Arteta thing? Is there a fundamental block with getting the most out of a 9? I don't know, because I'm not sure I rate Gyökeres, Havertz and Jesus so highly to just put it all on Arteta.
Yeah, I mean, they've been brought under his stewardship. So at the end of the day, you know, the responsibility does ultimately lie there, in my opinion, regardless of people saying Berta or whoever else Edu over the years. You know, none of them were getting pay rises along the way. The managers, top 3-4 players paid in the world. I really doubt that nothing goes by without his authorization. But listen, the positives, Odegaard and Rice have been mentioned. I think rightly so. So I'll allow James to mention them. But for me, just because of that one moment, RAYA was man of the match, because we don't win that game. We go behind City, and it probably does a lot of damage mentally to us because we've seen how fragile we are. That save, if there was a save of the year in the FIFA Best Awards, that save is in there.
Before they come in, sorry, Turk, I keep cutting you. Sorry, before Shiz and James come in, remember that. I'll go one step further. Remember that save come May. Forget like that save come May will be in our top 3 moments, I think, of the season. That save, even being there, I don't know where you were, Shiz, but watching it in real time, mad.
The videos don't do it justice. It was insane.
Mad.
Like, because it was going in. We all know it was going in, but it's fingertips. It was just, and it was so fast paced as well. Yeah, he's arguably one of the best keepers in the league. Like personally, in the world, we'll say in the world. Like he has.
She was holding back there, you know. She was holding back until you came in.
But no, 100%. Like he, you know, a lot of people say like, oh yeah, your attack wins you leagues, and people say, oh, your defense wins you leagues. But it's everyone. It's the goalkeeper as well that will win you the league as well. And again, like you said, if we looked at this game at the end of the season and we said, damn, like we drew that game, and you know, we went behind City, and then everyone's morale went down, and we didn't make it. You know, it's games like this that we look at and we say we really have quality. And that save was impeccable, man. And yeah.
Is David Raya our only certified world-class player?
No, man, Saliba, why are you doing this late in the show?
What are you on?
Shizelle, talk to him, man. Seriously, man. What? Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice.
I'm not there yet, but yeah, okay, all right.
Fine. But at the
where
same
was
time,
you going with that though? Where was you going?
No. I don't rate them guys world class yet. I was wondering, is David Raya like? Can you name 3 better goalkeepers in the world right now better than David Raya? It's tough.
Not 3, like 1 or 2 are obviously, you know, the Donnarummas, the Courtois, the Alissons. But I think when you look at body of work over the last year, being complete goalkeeper, when I hear Donnarumma, I was debating this on the club, and actually fair, they all agreed that Raya was better. But when Donnarumma came up, everyone goes, it's just unbelievable shot stopper. And I kind of go, yeah, no, it's true. And then you stop and think, wait, so is David Raya. If you looked at his catalogue of saves since the start of 24-25, so we're talking about a year and a half's worth of work, it's unbelievable. He's probably, if you looked honestly, and I appreciate I don't watch probably enough football to really make this statement in my chest, but I reckon if you looked at like the best 20 saves of the last 2 years in the Premier League, like 5 or 6 of them are his. Like there have been some massive moments. So from a shot stopping perspective, but I just love his cross claiming late in the game, just calming things down for us. Distribution is sensational. He's top. He's really, really top. We needed him to be today. Actually, we should have needed him to be. He could have let that gone in and gone, okay, cool, 4-1, let's crack, let's keep it moving. But well done, David Raya, keeping it moving.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, we said Gabriel, Saliba, Raya, Rice. So a lot of people would say Saka. I'd definitely add Timber. But listen, if we're saying 6-7 world-class players, we already must. But we really must, because really that is the sign, seal, delivered, world class. Here you go. I've delivered for my team, and unfortunately, we're yet to do that.
Can I come in a little smug? I've been in a bad mood all day. I've been a bit ill. Can I come in a little smug for a second?
Go on.
Just want to remember who on a certain podcast a little while back might have suggested Declan Rice at right back during an injury crisis. I feel like somebody might have scoured the squad.
I mean, it's not really that's not a controversial shout, is it, Jay?
He was getting
not a controversial shout. It's not to me. So you thought a year ago Declan Rice should get minutes at right back when
not should.
No, I didn't. But I'm saying if there's an injury crisis, Declan Rice at right back is probably the obvious shout.
So okay, cool. I'll grant you that because I think it is too. So why is my timeline on fire when the 11 goes out?
Because they're idiots.
Everyone going, poor. So someone could be Calafiori right back. I'm like, who's our left back then? Well, it could be Zubimendi. I'm like, you want Zubimendi doing overlap shifts? Like, could be a back 3. So Arteta's changed his whole system for Brighton at home.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. And actually, I'm being smug and facetious. Don't take me too seriously, people. But I remember when we had a bit of an injury crisis and Partey went to right back and I didn't get it because I was like, the physical demands on the right back is huge. The supporting runs time and time again, you can't just get Zubimendi filling in there. You can't just put like a left footer. You're tearing apart the dynamics. Declan Rice is a world-class midfielder and should not be moved from midfield. But Arsenal, and shout out, it was a very friendly back and forth debate on Twitter. But someone said to me, he puts Gabriel, Rice, and Saka in a category of basically don't move them. They're too good. Whereas I'm like, no, but I see the very best as you can move them because you get another level out of them. And we seem to forget that Salah's been moved, Dembele's been moved, Lionel Messi's been moved, Ronaldo's moved. Some of the best to ever do it have changed positions at times because it's either accommodated other skill sets or it's got the best out of, players around them, whatever. So some people are kind of terrified of the idea of putting Declan Rice out of midfield. But fundamentally, he's so good. He's got the attributes. Defensively, he was immense today.
Yep.
A couple of wayward crosses, I'll be honest. I expected a bit better from that perspective. He's got a good right foot. But his channel running up and down was sensational. I do not want to see Declan Rice regularly at right back because that's a big problem for our midfield and our injury crisis situation. But if he has to fill in and do a job, I think it just speaks to the talent of this footballer, man. He looked like an utter natural when he had to tuck into midfield, when he had to overlap, when he had to be tight to the fullback, relish the battle of Kadioglu and was it Mitoma? I can't remember who played on the left of them. I thought he was great. Like, massive shout out to Declan Rice.
Just to endorse James's point, I think he was man of the match as well. The one thing that was concerning, and again, the cameras might not have seen this, after about 70 minutes, he was absolutely shattered. He was on his knees. The amount of times when the ball's on the other side, he was like hands on knees. He was blowing.
Trying to get breath in his lungs.
Yeah.
He was trying to get breath into his lungs.
He was absolutely knackered. And I just thought, oh man, a tired Rice against Villa is not what we need. Especially as he probably will go back into midfield, because I think the Timber thing was just like a knock. He'll be fine for Villa, but let's not risk him against Brighton. So yeah, the last 20 minutes, and even in that 20 minutes, he's such a horse. He's such a beast, right? Even when he was knackered, he's still blocking. He's still getting up and down. He's a physical specimen. He really is. But at some point, we're going to have to manage that because we're flogging him. And it was 70 minutes. I noticed it. He was, you could see him like really struggling. I just thought
there was that moment, I think 90th minute, corner cleared, and I think it landed to Odegaard, and Rice just bombed the whole pitch, doing the job that the striker or the winger should be doing in stretching the play. And, getting it to the other side, crossed it in. I think it bounced out to Odegaard, and then we went back to controlling and whatnot. But right.
Well, sorry, Turkish, just quick though. Sorry, were you moving on? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there. Were you moving on?
I mean, we haven't spoken about Odegaard's goal yet, and we do need to keep it ticking. But I mean, I think you and Shiz mentioned Odegaard first.
Shiz, you go for it. You go for it. I thought Odegaard was amazing, but take it away.
Yeah, I think he was great. And I feel like there's a lot of, again, I think everyone has some negative words to say about everything at points, but I feel like there has always been that thing with Odegaard where we're seeing, when he was out injured and Eze stepped in his shoes and, was doing a great job at times. And I feel like a lot of people were like, well, why are we bringing Odegaard back? Why are we doing that? I mean, he's our captain at the end of the day. And we all knew that Arteta was going to bring him back in. But today showed exactly why he's been played the way he's been played. Aside from him just being our captain, today showed me everything. Today he felt like a captain. When he hit that goal, everyone was saying shoot. I didn't think he was going to do it because I feel like in the stadium when we all say shoot to him, he ends up passing it off or he doesn't really take it himself. But he took it. He took it well. He was egging the team on to go again. He was tackling. He was getting involved. He was getting his body in the way. And usually sometimes I feel like Odegaard is always, I would say 2 games ago, when I tuned into the game, I saw Odegaard kind of like at right back. And he always drops back a lot more. He's always kind of fallen into a defensive role. But today, I think the defense allowed him to kind of roam a little bit more and be a bit more free with attacking. Even though he was attacking, he was defending. And, he was doing a load. Those are those looping balls and through balls and getting the balls to the correct players at the right time. He was really on top form today. And I feel like he really delivered a great performance today.
Yeah, he was my man of the match. I know I went on about Rice and Raya, but he was my man of the match. He was I don't know another word for it, so find me a better word, guys. I thought he was dancing on the pitch today. You know that version of Odegaard where 2-3 players put him under pressure and he's just like flicking it from one boot to the other, spinning, twisting, playing the right pass, right way to pass, always an option. Because you're right, he definitely had more freedom to roam, but he would still receive it off the goalkeeper. He'd still evade the press and move Arsenal up the pitch, and then be at kind of in and around our attacks. I don't think he was super influential in the final third. I mean, he got the goal, obviously, but I mean, it wasn't like he was kind of playing through ball after through ball after through ball. But I've kind of moved beyond thinking he's that type of player. I see Jordan nodding, so it'd be interesting to see how you view Odegaard. But I never saw Odegaard as like a De Bruyne or a Bruno Fernandes, or that's a lie. Maybe I did 3 years ago. But for a while, I've thought, again, being very technical and pedantic about it, but I think there's a difference between a 10 and an advanced 8. A 10 for me, you are almost an output player. Goals, assists, you're defined by that kind of thing. You're given license to be high at the pitch, almost near the striker, running beyond. An advanced 8, I look at a Fabregas, a Thiago, those kinds of players. They're creative, but around their central midfielder who's just given roam to guile and run a game of football. And when Odegaard's in form like that, it reminds me of 23-24 Odegaard, where I did have him down as world class. Now, I went too early on that because I don't think you can lose that for a year and then suddenly rediscover it and suddenly you're world class. But I think there's got to be an element of consistency to earn that tag. But when he's playing that kind of football and he's in that kind of flow, there's probably no one I enjoy watching more in the team. We just haven't seen it for so long. Maybe I'm over-egging it with this performance. I just thought he was great. I don't think it necessarily means he's like, definitely, that's it, he's back and he's going to be in this for the rest of the season. But just to see like a glimpse, not a glimpse of it, to see a full 90, having seen glimpse of it against Olympiacos, off the bench against Newcastle, and other little moments through the season. I was so glad we just saw like a really comprehensive 90 minutes from Martin Odegaard.
Not for me. I wouldn't go quite as hard as Shiz and James have gone with him. I thought he was good today. I thought it was really good. But the reason why I'm starting to think that he's becoming a bit of a luxury player is because I think you do need someone in your midfield who's going to get you goals, especially if you're not getting goals from anywhere else in your team. We need scorers. Saka is a consistent scorer, but he's not a Saka's not a 25 goal a season type winger. Gyökeres, we've discussed. But even forget Gyökeres, even your Havertz and your Jesuses, these guys are 15 goals at best up top. And Martinelli and Trossard between them get 15 goals. So if you're not going to get any goals from your actual attackers, playing Zubimendi and Odegaard, for me, feels a bit mute. You've got kind of two controllers in the middle, which I think is fine if you've got Haaland up top. That's fine if you've got Mane on the wing. That's fine if you've got a Cole Palmer in your midfield. But when Zubimendi and Odegaard, none of them are getting like particularly good numbers, I don't think you can play. You can play both of those players for me, and I think they do similar-ish types of roles. They're different players, but they do similar kinds of roles for me. And I think it's a luxury having the two of them in if you're not going to get goals from your front three. So the reason why I think Odegaard was impressive today, not only because I think he controlled the game quite well, but he got the goal. I want to see more of that kind of goal from him. He scores that shot 1 in 10 probably. And for someone with his ability, that's not good enough. He should be getting 3 out of 10. And that's a big difference. That's a big difference. So for me, and this is why, just kind of briefly going back to your Eze point, Turkish, I think he will come good in the second half of the season. And I think what he offers is, because James is right, he's a different profile of 10 to Odegaard. He is an assist and scorer. I think we need to get 10 goals in the league from Eze between January and for May for us to really be leading this league. But for me, if Odegaard is going to stay in this team, for me, I don't think it's enough now just that he's the best presser or that he's the controller. I think we do need output because you're not going to get that from Zubimendi. That's not really his job in this team. But we need goals from players, and there's not enough scorers in this team for me. So I don't think he was as good today as I think Shiz and James think he was. Although I do think he was impressive, and I liked how he played. But I think going forward, I'm asking in this front line, in this team, where are the goals coming from? Because if Gabriel's not scoring goals and Saka's not scoring goals, that's like 50% of our goals, it feels like. That's half of our goals.
So I've used the word platforming so many times this pod. I'm not trying to sound smarter than I am, because I'm really not that smart. But I think it goes back to that word again, because as you're saying all that, I'm thinking, yeah, I agree with a lot of this. So what do other teams do? Man City, Bernardo Silva, he drifts really wide, he drifts really deep, but Foden and Shirky come all the way inside. So I think it works to use Odegaard in that way with a Zubimendi too, like they've got Bernardo and they've got Nico. If Saka and Trossard aren't hugging touchlines, if they're all tucked in, so they're like a second and third threat to Gyökeres. Like, to put it simply,
then you get Eze in there instead of Martinelli, because if they're coming in inside tens, then Eze's perfect.
1,000,000%. I don't disagree with a word of that, mate. 1,000,000%. If that's how we're going to use our forwards, I think we should more. Then I want to see Eze and Saka in the pockets around whoever you want up front. Roll the dice, see who you're feeling that morning. But I want those two, because when I see the types of goals that Foden and Shirky are scoring, and Doku, I have that moment for a split second where I go, oh, we don't have that. And then I stop and go, no, stop, James, stop. Because you do. Because I made all the videos in the summer going, Eze can do this, Saka can do that, Gyökeres can do this. We have the players. So get them in around goal where they can hurt teams. The types of goal that Shirky scored recently, I saw Eze do it time and time again for Palace last season en route to winning a cup. He did it twice at Wembley. He smashed in the top corner against Villa. I think got disallowed, so he just did it again. I think, if I'm remembering the game right. So the players
against Tottenham.
Yeah, 3 times in one
game.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
And Palace, sorry, I said, but yeah, that's in him. But listen, it's kind of on conversation. Like, hype, subscribe, people, individual channels. If you're looking for James and Jordan, in the description below, and Shizelle's Instagram is below. TikTok, same handle, so make sure you show Shizelle some love as well. But on the Eze stuff, Odegaard stuff, we're going into another big game. Aston Villa, they are on an 11-game winning streak. They've won 5 back-to-back away from home. In the last 5 against us, they've won 3. That's home and away. Last 5 at Emirates, they've won 2. Emery's got a great record against Mikel. I think he's lost a couple, but won about 7 of the games, stretching across Villarreal as well, including the last one a few weeks ago. How do we go about it? How do we set up? I mean, nice to see Gabriel back, but Calafiori goes off with a knock. Timber apparently should be all right, but it's hard to say with Mikel and how vague he is. I mean, Villa's a different kettle of fish to Brighton, for sure. I mean, if they win this game, they're level on points with us. But we need to, exact revenge on them. But we've needed to do that for a little while. And for some reason, we've just, failed time and time again, I'd call it. Because when you look at the record, 3 losses in the last 5, 2 wins at the Emirates in the last 5. Yeah, Aston Villa know how to get under our skin. But this one's a big one. So what do we do? Do we bring Eze back in? No minutes against Brighton. But Odegaard played well. So does he go in on the left? Does Gyökeres get another chance up top with Jesus? Do I say breathing down his neck? I'm not too sure. Like, Shizelle, let's start with you. I mean, I guess everything I say it picks itself, but it's hard defensively when you don't know who the hell's available. But let me ask, what do you do with Eze? I mean, does he start this game against Villa, or do you go in with this, Mikel more cautious approach, going with the safe options?
It's a tough one. This is probably going to be our biggest, everything kind of lies on this game, because they beat us in the reverse fixture, and we want to make sure that we obviously get some revenge back at the Emirates. And we know how Emery is, and we know the win streak that Villa has been on. But I think that the way Arteta is, I don't feel like he's going to want to disrupt that midfield. So I do believe that Odegaard is going to start. I kind of do feel like Odegaard should start, just based on how he played today. And I mean, Eze hasn't got any minutes for how long now. I don't want him just to go in kind of cold and not have any of those, he hasn't had any of those minutes to actually get him warm when he kind of gets into the game. So I do feel like Eze, it would be nice to have Eze come on. I think the good thing about Eze that I don't think Arteta is using much of is that he is a bit of an unknown. Yeah, he's played in the Premier League and that's perfectly fine, but he hasn't played in the Premier League much with Arsenal. So it's a different kind of kettle of fish. And I feel like we need to use that to our ability a little bit more, because we have that in our Arsenal. Funny, Arsenal. But we have that in our Arsenal that, he's kind of that player that he'll be unpredictable for a lot of people. They don't know how he's going to play. They don't know if he's going to, stay out wide, if he's going to tuck in, if he's going to, play and shift along a bit with the number 9. They don't know how he's going to play. So I feel like we need to use that to our strengths a lot more. I'm looking at our back 2, Saliba and Gabriel being back. And I hope that that's going to kind of put a lot more kind of grit in the team. Because I feel like without them, we don't attack more. I feel like we're a lot more cautious. So I feel like having those 2 there, that's going to allow us to push on a lot more. It'll be interesting to see how Villa plays against us when we're at home. But if they come out a lot more, I feel like that would allow us to kind of play to our strengths a lot more. But I do think Eze should come on. I don't think he will start, but I do feel like he should definitely come in.
Now I've asked the question. I mean, it does feel silly to ask, is he going to start, when I think the reality is he's not, James, right?
Eze?
Yeah.
He won't. I don't have a problem with it, because I think Trossard is playing well. He played some really good attacking football. Although actually, sorry, that included Eze, didn't it, against Palace, to be fair. I think that goal was brilliant. So I think the only changes should be Gabriel coming back in. I think he was always going to come on in this game to get minutes ahead of Villa. Arteta will know how important that was. So I think it should be in Nketiah left back, which feels harsh on Miles, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it does.
Because I didn't think Miles was good today, if I'm honest. I thought he was great against Palace, but I didn't love him today. So you know what? Flip a coin at the left back. In fact, I would start Miles, but I think there's every chance he goes in Nketiah. I think Gabriel should come back in. I think Timber should come back in. I think Rice should go into midfield again. And then you stick with the front 3. Actually, no, I don't. I'd start Jesus. And I actually think Arteta's going to start Jesus. I like Jesus's cameo off the bench. And I think he's had quite a few good ones now. There's something about him. I don't really know why like Gyökeres can't do this, because it must just be a movement thing. He might be like the best big chance missed striker of all time, Jesus. But he does get chances. Like he might sky them, put them wide. His XG is probably 7.2 and he scores 1. But
Havertz would be close.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but at least
point blank headers 6 yards out. That's hit his shoulder and gone fucking wide.
Havertz has missed some shockers, but at least Havertz puts up 15 goals as well.
It's true.
Yeah, but a fit Jesus will give you 15 goals, bro. He got.
I was compared to Gyökeres. Sorry.
Yeah, but he might still hit. He might still. I mean, that for me, that's a low amount for a striker. I think Gyökeres still might hit that. He's on 5.
You see, who do you start from, guys? I'll go Jesus.
I actually Eze won't start, but I would start Eze, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and Jesus, because I think those 3 inject a little bit of chaos. I think they inject a little bit of chaos. I think they inject a little bit of energy. I think they all 3 of them inject a little bit of unpredictability-ness. Making up words now. I'm a G. I'm allowed to. I just think I agree with James. Miles has not been good this season, and he wasn't good today. He wasn't good today. But I just think that, and some would argue the game is that important. Do you play it safe and work with your tried and trusted? And Nketiah is more experienced at left back. I just feel a little bit of chaos is what's needed, and I think those 3 players all bring an element of just what's going to happen. We could concede, but we might score 2. Do you know what I mean? So that would be the 3 that I'd bring, and I'm assuming Timber will be back. So we could have, 3 of our back 4 starting this game. This is a massive game, boys. I'm really concerned. Matty Cash is suspended and Kamara suspended, but their midfield, a bit like Newcastle, is so physical. It's so physical, their midfield, right? We have to find a way to overcome that. I'm concerned. I'm not loving how non-threatening we are at home as well. I had 3 pillars at the start of the season. One of them was I wanted us to have a fortress, make the Emirates a fortress. Sorry, it's not a fortress. We win games. Teams always feel like we can do something here. What's going on?
You know what's mad, Jordan? Though you're right, it's not a fortress, but we've won every game bar the Man City 1-1. You could maybe add the Palace one to it, but we won that on pennies. Every home game this season we've won.
But how many? Half of them are not convincing.
Yeah,
But does
that's
that matter,
I
though?
agree. Yeah.
That's not a fortress. Sorry, go on, Chiz, go on.
Does that matter to? I mean, I understand that. Yeah, we want convincing wins, right? But I feel like, let's say we get to May at the end of the season, and let's say we win the league, right? No one's going to look back at those games and say, "Oh, but we didn't win that game 3-0." Everyone's going to sit there and say, "We won these games." No one's going to sit here and say, "Oh, why did we do 3-0 on that game?" No one cares.
There's two things. First of all, I will, and secondly, and more important than that, I think. Listen to what you just said. I don't think you win a league without having a home record that is.
What we do, we have a home record, but you just don't like the home record because they haven't scored a certain amount of goals that you would want them to.
No.
They're coming and we're winning though.
It's not even about the goals. It's not even. It's the manner in which we're winning games. Teams are getting too many chances against us at our ground. If this happened away, I can be a bit more forgiving. How many games this year have we won? But you think, boy, they fancied it.
I don't agree.
David Raya doesn't do David Raya thing.
At home, only Wolves, I'd say.
Yeah.
Nah, man. There's been a few more games this year we thought.
No, it's us not winning games off.
Today.
Therefore, we've stressed.
Yeah.
But teams haven't done it. Like Brentford, like we needed that late goal just to seal it, but they didn't do anything. West Ham 2-0, we weren't at our best, but they didn't do anything. Bayern scored 1 goal. They didn't do anything. Tottenham from the halfway line. They didn't do anything. Even in this game, Brighton, like it's a decent effort. Comes off the post, happens to fall to the guy, and then Raya pulls out. Granted, 1 amazing save, but even if that had gone in the back of the net, it would have been criminal not to win that game with the chances we had.
But that's my point. But this is my point, guys. We're leaving ourselves open to crimes.
Or we are not at our best and still we're winning these games.
Like, that happening 2 or 3 times over a season is expected. It's happening way too many times. Sorry?
But at home.
Uno reverse card on the other.
I'm not going to the Emirates. You made a point earlier in the pod shift, which was really interesting. I don't think you meant to make it, but we're having to win all our games at 100%. Some games, that game at 2-0, we should be coasting in cruise, second gear. Let's see it out. Instead, we're scrambling, kicking balls up, kicking balls left, kicking balls. We're scrambling in the 94th minute.
Yeah, one thing I'll agree. I don't want to see us corner flag 87th minute.
What's going on?
I agree with that part. That bit's a bit mad. That bit's
I agree with that.
We can't carry on.
A bit crazy. But listen, we'll find out. Listen, we're live. We're recording every show after every single game. So it will all unfold in front of our eyes. Let's do some predictions because we are coming up to an hour and a half, so we've got to slowly but surely wrap it up. The Brighton predictions, everyone predicted a win. Me, James, and Jordan, our star men didn't do their thing. I mean, when I quickly bring it up here, who was it? Oh, I haven't got it here. But basically, Raya for James, no clean sheet. Saliba for Jordan, no clean sheet. I went Gyökeres, what was I thinking? And the comment I went for, which was the most liked prediction, and star man, it was from, sorry people, I didn't prepare this. It was from Jeremiah. Arsenal 3, Brighton 0, star player Saka. So he got 1 point and 2 points for Saka's assist. So the guest is now on 9 points for the audio listeners. I'm still top on 19. James is second on 16. Jordan's got 15 and the guest is currently on 9. So big up Jeremiah because you brought the guest points up. Nice. Aston Villa. Emirates. So I go first. I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal. I actually went 3-1 for Brighton. The Brighton we should have made it 3-1. Martinelli, I don't know what he didn't deliver meat against fucking Brighton. That's for sure, man.
You did not deliver your meat for the Brighton game.
Hey, don't say mine. You need to take it easy with the wording there, brother. You need to take it easy on the wording. Sorry about this.
It's your fan cam. I don't know.
I'm gonna go 3-1, and I'm I'm gonna go Saka, star man. James.
We're not miles off. I'm going 3-0 and Saka as well. We're going to cash in some. Oh, I've been clipped and clowned for a little while, so here we go. I think we need to cash in some XG, and that's for the team and Saka. Come on, man. Like, Emery's a great manager. Villa are a very good side, but I really want us to send a message because I think we're capable of it.
Jordan.
I'm going 2-1 Villa. I think we lose this. I think we lose this game, guys. I'm sorry to be the
they're certified title challengers. If they win at the Emirates, win at the Bridge, beat us twice in the same month, and beat Man United, they might be certified challengers right now. In fact, they are with their results. But come on, like that puts them in like.
If they win, then I'll take them seriously. Then we're in trouble. I think we lose this game, guys.
Now anyway, but yeah, I hear you.
No, I hear what you say. That this is the test for both of us. I think all the evidence. I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to be doom and gloom. All the evidence suggests that the momentum is with them, and we are limping. We are limping, guys. We might have players out potentially. We've got some players back. Great. We're not looking good up front. They're getting goals from everywhere. Rodgers, Watkins got a couple today. Their midfielder, I've always liked their midfield. I like their midfield. This is a big game for Arteta, guys. This is a really if he messes this up, this is really bad. But if he wins this game, this could hopefully set us up for the year 2026. Start the year right, home record, beat a rival, and let's crack on and really start asserting ourselves. But I rate Emery really highly, and I think the form of them, we're limping right now to the second half of the season. I'm concerned. So I'm going to go 2-1 Villa. I think it'll be a shock. Would it even be a shock if we lost this game? Man, you think it'll be a shock?
Well, yeah, I mean, it would. Like, it's not like, of course, it's absolutely possible. They're a very good side, but it would be a shock result. Like, it would be like, wow, fair play. You've gone away.
Okay. No, you're right. I'll go Starman Trossard.
Is my Starman locked in?
You can change it if you want.
Gabriel.
Even better. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Who did you say, Jordan?
Trossard.
You know, you can pick a Villa player if you want, because it seems like
I was thinking that actually as well. Can I do that?
I mean, you might as well. You've gone the whole fucking hog.
I might as well go all in.
You're gonna make them a clean sheet as well while we're at it.
Shut up.
Go on. You know what, man?
Watkins, Marlon, McGinn, Tillemans. Who do you want?
Rodgers.
Disgusting. Sometimes I look at the comments and think, "Oh, you're harsh," and then you do this, and I think,
I know.
I might join them. Shiz.
Put on the Arsenal show while you're at it. Do you know what I mean? Just like...
What, James? I'm not the sort of person that's gonna just predict an Arsenal win because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not gonna do that. Like I'm looking at the evidence in front of me. We are not playing that well. They are playing very well.
We lost at home all season. That's the evidence.
Listen, also Villa beating us at the Emirates.
Right.
This guy, what rubbish detective? Like, you're ignoring some of the evidence and going.
I'll end with this. I'll end with this. I hope we absolutely smash them 5-0 on Tuesday, right? But if we lose this game, and what I've said has come true, I want the biggest apology from you guys because I'm telling you, Villa are no joke.
If they can beat us. You think I'm going to apologize to you? I'm going to be.
You're not giving me heat enough my prediction because I'm an Arsenal. I must predict Arsenal win.
No, man. Don't worry, man. You predict what you want to predict. It's a free world, man. Shiz, what are you going for? Prediction and Starman.
I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal and Starman Trossard.
Oof, another Trossard, yeah? I'm not going to lie, man. I think Eze needs to start this game on that left-hand side. I'm not the biggest fan of his on the left, but I think he should. Just to round off people, I've gone 3-1 Starman Saka. James has gone 3-0 Starman Gabriel. Jordan's gone 2-1 Villa Starman Rodgers. Yes, 2-1 Villa Starman Rodgers. And Shizelle has gone 2-1 Arsenal. And Leandro Trossard Starman. So yeah, that's the predictions, people. The sponsor is Huel. The code is TLC10. What does that get you? £10 off a minimum order of £60. Light work. Make it make sense, people. Go grab it. Support the ting, support the loose cannons, and we'll round off, people, with comments of the day. Shiz, we just take comments from the last show, one each. It's meant to be one each, but Jordan sometimes does 7 to 17. But we'll do one each today, and keep it at that because it has been a long show. Jordan,
no, I'll be quick.
You say that every week, but 17 minutes later, we're still here, brother.
I'll be quick.
Shout out. There was someone I met.
You're wasting time. You're wasting time now, James.
I've got the name.
I can be finished by now.
Yeah, go on. Let's see it. Let's hear it.
For you, is James at his local GP? And the next one was James' to-do list. Loose cannons at 12 p.m. Root canal 2 p.m. I go back and watch. I was like, oh my god, that room you were in could not look more like a dentist's office.
Yeah, I saw the comments. I enjoyed letting my grandma know that years of building her perfect bedroom led to this.
No,
It was so funny. Just a couple quick ones. Turkish's gorgeous son coming on was my highlight of the pod, but that was a lovely message. And oh yeah, James waiting to get a filling at the dentist was the last one as well. Big up all the guys that love the podcast I saw at the stadium today. Big up all you lot. There's some from New Zealand. There was some that flew in from all over the place that all watched the pod. So big up all those people. There was another shout out, but I've forgotten. I've used up my time already, so I'm going to shut up and move on to you guys now.
Okay, I had the same comment. Only what I loved was the comments after. And Jordan is in Amsterdam, building
the red lights.
Okay.
Don't worry, people. It's opening soon, man.
Someone said no, it's in the waiting room for the massage parlor, and it just reminded me of that Cecil video in Kenya.
Do you remember when I turned and said, "Is that Jordan?"
My word, that we're doing highlights of 2025 or whatever from an Arsenal perspective. From like a working perspective, that is probably the highlight of my year. That and then calling on the phone, just like, what's going on, people, in the middle of a watch along?
I've heard you slandered me.
That was unreal.
I've got mine here, and it's a 1-2. I like these ones because it's a comment and a reply, and it gets better. So, Big Bongos, interesting name. He said, "Man."
Hang on a minute. Whoa. I wasn't ready.
That's the username, bro. Big Bongos. So I'm gonna. This is what he said. Man, shame about Lee not showing up, but at least we still have Turkish and James. I like that alone. But
that killed me.
But the reply from Aegon says, "Respect Jordan. He's insufferable, but he's our insufferable." And I rate that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the best. Shiz, that's the best it's gonna get for him. I'm telling you. You better take that and run. I'm showing you.
I'll take it.
Yeah, cool. That's it, people. Probably our longest show yet, off the top of my head. So make sure you show Shizelle some love. The Instagram is in the description. Follow the TikTok.
Come on, let's get to work. Let's get to work.
Come on, show her some love. Show her some TLC love. The Loose Cannons. First time she's on. Hopefully not the last.
No way.
And let us know in the comments your thoughts. What's this, Jordan?
Just a quick one to wish everybody a happy new year. I think it's our last pod until the new year. Everybody make sure that you are safe. You drink responsibly, you have sex responsibly, you dance responsibly, you just do everything responsibly. Start the new year right. It's one life. Go get it. Don't let no one tell you no nonsense. Start your podcast, start your dentistry. Dentistry? What's the word for someone that starts opens a dentist? What's that word? An orthopedic.
The word for you is in a minute.
Yeah. Whatever you want to start, you go start it, right? Don't let no one hold you back. Start the new year with the right energy. Be kind, be respectful, and be ruthless. Go get
Jordan, it. I can't wait to find out who plays you in the movie, man. The great.
They're talking Idris. They're saying I'm the young Idris, The streets are saying it.
Samuel Jackson's playing you, bro. We already know. we already know. But listen, people, I was going to round it off with a Happy New Year. The next time we are back is going to be the 1st of January, but it's going to be a special 10 p.m. UK time, BST. We are going to be live, and there's going to be 6-person panel. Why? It's New Year. Why not? So make sure you're there, people. Subscribe here, hype here, like here. Show Jordan and James's channel some love. And obviously, most importantly, Shizelle's Instagram's there. So show us some love. Shizelle, pleasure. We'll talk anyway, and then we'll sort something out moving forward. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Pleasure.
Nice
It's been great.
Pleasure was all ours.
Come on. Love. Shizelle, love. James, Jordan, see you soon. Community, love for the love. Happy New Year. We're out. Peace.